Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the Mazda Miata Grand Touring with the automatic. We're going to find out if the Grand Touring is worth it, and also if the automatic is worth it. Before we get in the video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Mazda for giving me some time with this car. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Jordan. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 35 on the highway, with power outputs being 181 horsepower and then 151 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you can see this one's finished in Soul Red, which really shows off the body lines of the Miata quite well. We've got the new headlight design here. You can see blacked out there at the front with the grille, but then you got the Mazda logo in chrome, and I still think the front end of the Miata looks really cool to this day. Tire and wheel setup is 205 by 45 by 17 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you've got the blacked out trim with the silver on the Grand Touring, little turn signal indicator there, and then pretty much everything's just body painted. So it has this nice uniform look, and the RF, man, it looks cool. This leads us to the key fob with the Mazda logo, and then whoops, other side lock and unlock, and then you got the opening for the trunk. So it'll make a kind of firm popping sound. Quite a bit of storage here. For such a small car, you can fit probably a couple duffel bags in there. I should probably bring some to do a test one day with it. Sure someone already has though. Got the antenna there on the back. You got the new taillights, which I think is a pretty big improvement with the Miata. And other than that, it's the rest of the rear. And now popping inside, you can see here, we've got the interior color brought, or the exterior color brought inside. And got nice trim there on the side. Fancy seats here with the Grand Touring package. And then of course just the 2-pedal layout because it's an automatic. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you got soft touch all around. Paddle shifters there in the back for the automatic. Practical controls like our cruise control here. We've got volume controls for the information too in the center. And then just regular stocks on the back. 3-gauge layout. Press the info button and then it'll scroll through the different menus. Kind of a nice little setup. I like how the RPMs are front and center with this as well. And then this does have a sport mode we can go into. It'll pop up right there. Now there's quite a bit of glare, so it's going to be hard to see, but we do have a backup camera, trust me, it is there. And then the infotainment system, basically all you need to know is it's like Mazda's other units. It's not a touchscreen anymore, so they did change that as well. A single zone climate with this, and then you got this to lower the top, which I'll do that for you guys right now. Heated seats, shifter for the automatic, and then your sport mode right behind it. And then look at that. Pretty darn quick, pretty slick. With the kind of mechanism there. This right here is for the infotainment system. Got a little storage area there, cup holder here on the side, and then center console is behind the seats with this, which by the way, these seats are pretty nice in the Grand Touring, and we've got the sky. So here's our window sticker for this Grand Touring. $40,490 is the total MSRP, and look at that. I think the RF looks so much better than the soft top. Just top up or top down, just a cooler look. Let's take it out. Well, just because it's noisy with, it's not super windy today, but I don't want the GoPro to just be like whooshing the whole time we're gonna have the top up. I mentioned this in my other Miata review, I'll mention it in this one too. If you want to see top-down action, I've done that several times in the past with Miata reviews. Man, it feels so weird to drive a Miata with an automatic. It's just unnatural. It's unholy. Sacrilege. I will say it, it is sacrilege. I mean, if Mazda put like a really solid, like quick automatic in this, or a dual clutch, I wouldn't be so opposed. But this 6-speed automatic, it's like, come on. And they call it a sport automatic or something like that, and it's like, you know, I don't know if there's anything sporty about this transmission. It's not horrible, but it's just, It's not it. This ain't it. This ain't it. That's for sure. Seats are comfortable, so I think that's a big plus with the Grand Touring. They're more, I just drove a Club before this, and these seats are definitely more comfortable than the Club seats in terms of the cushioning and all of that. So there's your first plus. Yeah, I will say pretty solid acceleration too. It's not a rocket ship by any means, but it feels like it's got decent oomph to it. So that's a plus, if you ask me. Yeah, this transmission feels weird. I mean, it's not bad, but I feel like I have to dig in to the throttle more. I have to go up to higher RPMs to, I don't know, kind of enjoy the car. But it really just, the Miata's about the mechanical side of things. I feel like it's like this simplistic car, and this is, I don't know. It makes the Miata feel slow. The manual, the Miata feels pretty quick. This makes the Miata feel slow. So the Grand Touring, the Club does feel, I'm just making some comparisons because I know some people are going to compare them. The Club does feel a little bit sharper with the handling, but it's not that big of a difference. Like if you drive either in isolation, you're going to be like, oh, both of them feel lightweight, tossable, and fun. But what I will say is the seats, that's a big difference. And the transmission, that means a huge difference, right? The manual, the Miata feels like it has an extra layer of fun. It feels like it's quicker. Yeah, it's just more enjoyable overall. You lose a lot when you give up the manual in this car, like a really big amount. Other than that, yeah, it's nice. So I guess in summary, would I go for this or the Club? I mean, I don't know if you guys can see there on the distance. I just reviewed that Club. That just looks so much better. Like you get the blacked out wheels, which contrast the gray very nicely. And then you got the red brake calipers, Brembo brakes up front. And I mean, it does help that that one's an Aero Gray, which is a really cool color. But still, like, the Miata's a sporty car, and that looks sporty. This, it's like, why are you going luxury? This ain't a luxury car. So, I think the Grand Touring's fine. It drives really well, again, in isolation. And if you get a Grand Touring with a manual, great. It is super. You'll love it. But if it were my money, manual and Club. That's where I'm going in. I know a lot of people, I always get comments from people with soft tops that always tell me that I'm wrong. I understand the benefits of the soft top. I understand that when you have the top down, it can be a little bit better in certain circumstances with the noise. But in my experience with this, with the top down and the windows up, it's actually pretty solid. And then, you know, the lightweight, right? You're adding all this extra weight in this one up high. And this is a lightweight car, so it has a big impact. I get that. But this, again, in isolation, is tossable enough and fun enough. So it's like you get this with the Club package, and it is in the RF. It's such a cool car. It looks great. And you don't have any of the downsides of the soft top in terms of the noise while the top is up. It looks horrible while the top's up as well. And then, you know, the insulation, I think, is another big thing. But anyways, let me know your thoughts.